Good evening. Air accident investigators have been at the scene of a crash which killed a pilot near a school in Somerset. The light plane came down this morning in the grounds of Downside Abbey at Stratton-on-the-Foss near Midsummer Norton. The aircraft crashed into trees near the Downside Catholic boarding school. It was en route from Somerset to the home counties. The pilot has not been formally identified, but next of kin have been informed.
We had a report of a light aeroplane which had come down around about 11 o'clock. Police officers attended a Downside school in a private secluded part of Downside, well away from the main buildings and the playing field, and they identified indeed that a small light plane had crashed. There was one person on board, the pilot, who unfortunately was killed at the scene.
The parents of a Gloucestershire man who died after taking what police have described as a bad batch of drugs says he paid with his life for one stupid mistake. Nick Bonney, whose mother works in drug rehabilitation, collapsed and died at a warehouse party after taking what is believed to have been ecstasy. Richard Payne reports.
This is not a story of an habitual drug user who lived a dangerous, unstructured life. University graduate, full-time employee, respectable background, steady relationship. Nick Bonney had a personal and professional life with promise. Today his parents, Andy and Pauline Bonney from Stroud, chose to speak to ITV News to honour his memory.
Yes, our son died of having illicit substances in his body, but actually we don't know, and the support and everybody that knows him and him being our son, we actually can't believe that he would have voluntarily took that substance.
Nick Bonney and 5 friends had come to this Manchester venue. By Saturday morning, their carefree weekend away ended in tragedy. All needed hospital treatment after reportedly taking ecstasy tablets. Despite prolonged efforts, 30-year-old sports fanatic Nick died.
Everybody is aware of the dangers of drugs. Young people think, oh, you know, well, it won't happen to me. Well, it will happen to you, and don't involve yourself with people that do sell and deal in these substances.
In recent years, Nick Bonney's life was in Bristol. He lived in the city with his girlfriend Leah Wilkins. For the last 6 years, he worked here for the Prince's Trust, managing the charity's fundraising team. It took him to Prince Charles's Highgrove home several times, even Buckingham Palace. Colleagues say they will miss a talented and valued person. Tonight, analysis continues into what exactly the men took. Richard Payne, ITV News.
One of the world's newest military aircraft, which is part built by engineers near Bristol, has been handed over to its first customer. The wings of the Airbus A400M are made at Filton, and today the French military took delivery of their first order. The RAF will receive 22 next year to replace older versions of the Hercules. Chancellor George Osborne has praised the work of the Bristol team behind the project to build the world's fastest car. Speaking at the Conservative conference in Manchester, he said the Bloodhound was an example of the pioneering work still being carried out in the UK. The new visitor centre at Stonehenge will finally open in December, just 3 days before this year's winter solstice. English Heritage is spending £27 million on it. And today we got the chance to see how building work is going. Well, not everyone is happy with it though, as Robert Murphy reports.
For something old, something new. Over the past few months, the new visitor centre's been taking shape a mile and a half away from the Neolithic stones. It'll open on December the 18th, but that 2-month wait is nothing compared with the one that has passed.
It was 85 years ago when we first said that Stonehenge needed a proper museum, a proper places for visitors to come and understand what was going on here. So it's been a long, long journey, and of course we're incredibly excited that the world's most famous ancient monument will finally get the museum it deserves.
Yes, the current setup is a letdown. Tourists travel from around the world to be greeted with Stonehenge's porter-cabin ticket offices. They get their audio guides from under a canvas canopy.
We wanted to have something that didn't compete with the stones, didn't in some way look like a sort of Fred Flintstone building. We wanted something that actually was light and airy.
Of course, so many myths and mysteries surround Stonehenge. Who exactly built it? No one's sure. Why was it built and how on earth did they manage it? There are also some more modern-day mysteries too. Why did anyone decide to build a major road just nearby? This is the A303. And until a couple of months ago, there was another A road just a few metres away from Stonehenge. But in the village of Shrewton nearby, some are angry. They say their roads have become packed, with motorists dodging an even more congested A303.
It's been a real problem. The rat running has been even worse than what I predicted, and you know, it's a sad thing now. We're going to be lumbered with this really for some considerable time.
The centre is due to open just 3 days before winter solstice. It will begin a new and maybe controversial era for the old stones that have stood here so proudly for 5,000 years. Robert Murphy, ITV News, Stonehenge.
Gorgeous sight. Now let's take a look at the weather. Here's James Wright.
Good evening. A rather unsettled few days ahead. Lots of cloud around, some damp weather mixed in there too. We've seen the high pressure that gave us some decent weather around yesterday pulling away. That's allowing a lot more cloud in, some dampness from time to time. But we are sort of on the cusp, so we shouldn't see some of the worst weather that's out towards the west of us. Now, as far as tonight goes, like I say, generally not doing too badly. Lots of clouds around, holding on to a little bit of light rain and drizzle from time to time, but a couple of clear breaks in the cloud too. Temperatures, well, going to be mild. The cloud's going to insulate us from getting too chilly, those of 11 to 13 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow morning, then, it's going to be, again, a pretty miserable mix of lots of cloud, the odd bright spell, and I say bright rather than sunny because of the amount of cloud around. That drizzle could turn a little more showery as we get into the afternoon. A couple of those showers could turn a little bit heavy. Don't be surprised to hear the odd rumble of thunder from time to time. As far as temperatures go, much like today, 17 or 18 degrees Celsius, so not bad in spite of the lack of sunshine. And looking ahead to the rest of the week, bit of a mixed bag once again. I think we'll get away with a dry day on Wednesday. Plenty of clouds around, but a southerly breeze keeping the temperatures up at around 19 degrees Celsius. Little spell of rain on Thursday shouldn't cause us too many problems, and then it's back to a mixture of sunny spells and showers on Friday. That's it. Sleep well. Night-night.
And that's the way it looks tonight. There is, of course, plenty more news from the region on our website, and we'll be back tomorrow morning during daybreak. From all of us, though, here, have a very good evening. Bye-bye.